Hi, good evening, students. Welcome to another fun and frolic session here at ODA Classes. So, as you all can see, our today's topic is going to be Figures of Speech 101. So, today we'll be learning about four figures of speech. Can you guess quickly in the chat section? I want all of you to write which are the different figures of speech we are going to do in the class today. So, let's start. So, students, before we start figures of speech, if you all want to learn more and if you also want to learn other attributes and other things which is important in English grammar and vocabulary, then all of you quickly go to the ODA app, quickly go to the Play Store right now and hurry up and download the ODA app because while you download this ODA app, you will learn not only about the English subjects and the English things, but you will also learn about maths, science, Vedic maths, and all the other things. So hurry up and don't waste your time. Now, students, you all must be wondering what is this ODA app about? So, students, if you all want to know more about it, you will be seeing a small little link, okay, in the description box. You can click on that and you can join us on the bridge course. Now, another question arising in all your minds. What is this bridge course? So, students, I will be explaining all the different parts of the bridge course right now. This bridge course is going to be for 1 week long. So not one classes, two classes. We will be having 6 classes in the entire week, which is going to start from this Monday onwards. So we don't have a lot of time left. I want all of you to quickly book your seats because we have only limited seats available. Along with the course, which is going to be for entire 1 week students, we'll be having classes in two subjects, maths as well as science. And apart from that, you will be getting exceptional mentor support. Now, who are these mentors? Sometimes it happens you cannot attend the class, or even after the class is completed, you are having some doubts. Who will clarify your doubts? Don't worry. Here at ODA, we are going to cater to all your needs. Your child will be getting one on one support from our remarkably trained mentor teachers. These mentor teachers are trained in all the subjects of science, maths, as well as English. So, students and parents, what are you waiting for? Quickly download the ODA app right now. Now, let me quickly tell you. Now, let me quickly tell you all the other attributes of this app. So, now that we are going to complete the entire 1 week course, but you might want to know, am I understanding? What is it about? You can check yourself while being on the app and completing the assignments on a daily status. And towards the end, we will check your progress through these small tests that is going to happen on the app itself. Now, you must be wondering, course is completed, but what if I forget? I'm a human being as well. You don't need to worry about that as well because you will be getting ebooks in the form of PDF. I understand the traditional books are there, but what happens after the syllabus is completed? You need to throw these books out. That is why we have devised a plan for the books which you will be getting in the PDF format, the ebooks. Okay. Now, students, as I already told you, you will be getting a link in the description box. Okay. This is the link right over here. You all can quickly open the description box, click on that link, and hurry up and enroll yourself because the original cost is actually 499 rupees. But only for today, we have reduced the cost to 29 rupees. So, students, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and enroll yourselves. Now, you must be wondering, here, this person over here is standing and explaining all this thing about Oda, but who is she? So let me take this opportunity to introduce myself. Students, my name is Amber, and I'm the master teacher here at Oda, going to teach you English. And remember, if you join the classes, you will be learning from me itself. Now, students, I have graduated from St. Xavier's College, and I've been teaching for around 4.5 years now. So that's a little bit about myself. Let's start today's class. Today, we will be learning about something that all of you have a problem in. You all understand poems, you all understand how to write things, you all understand creative writing, but how to have that habit or how to increase your flair of writing with the help of figures of speech. Now, what are these figures of speech, students? These figures of speech are words or phrases that we take out from the straightforward literal language to create a rhetorical effect. Now, what is a rhetorical effect? A rhetorical effect is basically something that you would require in the journey to basically improvise or amp up your way you write. Now, it could be creative writing, it could be story writing, it could also be different forms, or maybe when you're debating and you want to basically compare two different things, maybe your opponent, right? And your opponent is really cool as a cucumber. You can do that using figures of speech. So if you really want to win a debate, join us in the ODA class. Now, these figures of speech are basically required to amp up four things. It shows emphasis on what you're going to say. It brings a freshness while you're writing a creative piece. It includes an expression. Are you actually talking about something which is related to each other, or is it about an expression of something which has already been told? And it also tells us about clarity. It gives us clarity about the situation, about what we are writing. So, students, these are the four aspects in which figures of speech actually help us. Now, remember, I told you to write in the chat section. We are going to learn about four figures of speech. Now, let us see what are those four figures of speech. We will be learning about simile, the old school one, onomatopoeia, hyperbole, and oxymoron. No, students, the last one is actually not a slang. So just don't use it part-wise. It's oxymoron. Let us start with simile. Now, students, I've also given the pronunciation for all of you so that you all are not confused about it. It is pronounced as simile and not as smiley or simile. Please remember that. Now, students, let's come to the definition of simile. What is a simile? It is a comparison between two different things. And how do we do that comparison? Using either like or using as. Now, let us see one example of each. Starting with like. The river bends like a race course. So here, what are we doing? We are actually comparing the curve of a river with the curve of a race course. We can see both of them are curvy lines. So we are basically comparing the curve of a river with the curve of a race course using the most important keyword, like. Now let's move on to as. Your aura is as bright as the sun. What are we comparing over here? We are comparing the aura of a person with the brightness of the sun. So, students, remember to make a note of all these examples because in your next debate or in your next essay, you can make use of this and you can gain more points. Now, coming on to the second figure of speech, onomatopoeia. Look at the strange looking word. So, students, I've also given you the pronunciation of it. Some of you might pronounce it as onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia. So, children, remember this pronunciation is very important. It is pronounced as onomatopoeia. Now, what are these words? Onomatopoeia is a word that imitates the sound it represents. Sounding a little bit perplexed and confused. That's totally right because I'm here to clear your confusion. So, what is the example over here? The chiming of the bells. Now, whenever we listen to bells, what comes in our mind? Christmas and jingle bells. That's correct. So, students, basically, the sound created by the bells is an reflection or an example of an onomatopoeia. Now, let's look at the second example, the boom of the explosion. So whenever there's an explosion, okay, or whenever there's a bomb and it's exploded, we listen to a sound. There's actually a huge amount of sound emitted. What is that? That is an expression of an onomatopoeia. So till now, what have we covered? We have covered simile and onomatopoeia. Let's come to the third example, hyperbole. Now, students, I've given you the pronunciation of this as well. I've heard my students as well pronouncing it as, ma'am, hyperbole. Ma'am, hyperbole. That's wrong, students. The correct pronunciation is hyperbole. B. Can you all see over here? That's correct. Now, what is hyperbole, students? Hyperbole is basically an exaggeration of a situation. It's basically an overstatement of a normal thing or a normal situation. Let us see some examples. He was so hungry that he could totally eat an entire horse. Now, students, I have a question for all of you. Is it humanly possible for us to actually consume an entire horse? No, right? What does this mean? This is an exaggeration of a simple situation or an overstatement, correct? Now, let's move on to the next example. What do we have over here? Your heart is as big as the ocean. So, some people are very kind, we know them, and they have a huge heart. That is true. But the size of the heart and the size of the ocean cannot be compared. It's not even humanly possible. This is a situation of an hyperbole again. So, I hope it is clear to all of you because now we are moving on to the fourth type, oxymoron. This is the most easiest of all the figures of speech that we have. What are oxymoron? Words that are opposites used side by side. So certain opposites that we already know, students, we use it in sentences to show the effect of the sentence or to show the reflection of the sentence, but we use it side by side. Sounding really complex and confused. That is figures of speech for you students. Let's see an example quickly. The comedian is seriously funny. Now, all the ones who have seen a stand-up comedy show, you all know comedians are funny. But how is man using the words serious and funny together? By adding ly. So students, we have oxymorons that we can actually use by using the opposite words together side by side in a rhetoric way. Let's see the second example. You are clearly confused about the situation. Now, students, tell me. You can either be clear about a situation or you can be confused. How on earth can you be clearly confused? This is the magic of figures of speech. So, students, if you all want to learn more such things, join us in the ODA app. You have a description, correct? Quickly click on it and book your seats ASAP. Now, students, this is the time to test your knowledge. So, whatever has been taught to you within the few last minutes that I've done, I want to see how many of you have actually understood it. Because action actually speaks louder than words. Another example of figures of speech. Now, students, identify this figure of speech. Let's see what is the sentence. He clattered and clanged as he washed the dishes. Now, here, students, we basically have two words. Let me quickly tell you what the words are: clattered and clanged. So these are two words that are actually representing figures of speech. Now, what is it? Is it simile, comparison? Is it hyperbole, exaggeration? Or is it onomatopoeia? Remember the sound representation? So, what is it? You all have 3 seconds to quickly guess and write the answers in the chat section. And the correct answer is it is actually onomatopoeia. Because what is onomatopoeia? It basically signifies the different sounds. Correct? Good job to all of you who got the answer correct. Now, students, let's quickly move on to the next example that we have. What is the next example? I've heard that joke a billion times, but it still cracks me up. Let us see, students. Are we talking about a comparison over here? So that could be a simile. Are we talking about a sound? Quickly see the sentence. Is there a mention of a sound? No. Let's see the last one. Hyperbole. Are we exaggerating a situation? Let's quickly go back to the statement and read it carefully. I've heard that joke a billion times, but it still cracks me up. Students, is it humanly possible for a person to laugh on a certain joke and basically being cracked into two different parts? No. So, what is this? Students, this is the exaggeration of a situation. It is indeed an hyperbole. I know all of you must have understood this by now. Let's quickly move on to our third example. That knife is as sharp as a razor. Students, let's quickly go back to our basics. Are we exaggerating a situation? No, knives could be sharp. Are we using a sound over here? So that could be onomatopoeia. No. So are we comparing? That's correct. We are comparing the knife as well as the razor. And what attribute are we using? Sharpness. That's correct, students. So the correct answer would indeed be simile. Now, students, I've got a cheat code for all of you. Now, in the future, there might be statements or there might be questions where you have to identify different figures of speech. How to identify simile? Simply see if the word has as written or if it has like written. If any one of those words are there, similarly understand that those words or those phrases are a part of simile clan. Okay? Now, students, let's move on to our last test your knowledge question for all of you. The buzzing bee startled me. The buzz, that is the sound created. So, which figure of speech basically has the attribution of the sound? Simile, hyperbole, or onomatopoeia? Which one is it? Let's see which is the correct answer. That's right, onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is basically categorized with the help of sound, the buzz sound, or the hiss sound, or the booming sound of an explosion. That's correct, students. So let's quickly recapitulate of what we have done in class today. We learned about figures of speech, something which we all know, but we are hesitant to actually face it because it's a bit difficult, right? Also very confusing. We learned about four figures of speech: simile, hyperbole, oxymoron, and onomatopoeia. Students, you also learned about different examples, how to use them, identify them, and the pronunciation. So, if you all want to learn more such things, also, if you want to learn more such figures of speech, then what are you waiting for? Hurry up, go to your Play Store and download this app. The app is known as the ODA app. And what is the surety of this app? How do we actually see that it is authentic or not? We have won the award for the most innovative edtech as well. You can see it right here on the screen. So students, if you're having difficulties as well, go in the description box. You will be seeing a small little, you will be seeing our address in the description box. Quickly go, click that and book your seats ASAP. Now, let me tell you all one more time that what are the different features that we are going to give starting from this Monday onwards. What is happening this Monday? We are starting with our bridge course. So, students, starting from this Monday onwards, the course is going to be for 1 week long, and we'll be having 3 maths along with 3 science classes. And with that, you also have our remarkably trained mentor teachers. So the ones who were not present towards the beginning of the session that we started the video, these mentor teachers, students, are there to help you, to support you, and to clarify your doubts, be it in English, maths, or science. They are remarkably trained in all these 3 subjects. Along with that, students, once the class is completed, you want to check your progress. How do you do that? By solving the assignments daily on the app. So that is done. Okay. How do we check your progress? Through the assessments that is there on the app. And after the bridge course is completed, students, how do you know that whatever you've learned is going to stay with you? We also provide books. Now, it's not the traditional books that you have, and after exam ends, you have to go and sell it. We have books in an innovative format through ebooks in the PDF that is going to be there with you for your entire life. So, students, if you want all these things, you all just need to go and see. There's a small little link in the description box. Quickly click that link and book your courses for the bridge course. Now, you must be really scared. Ma'am, so many things you're offering. And what is the price? Students, if you look closely, the price is supposed to be 499 rupees, but only we have given you all a discount at a price of 29 rupees. Until now, I could see that my team has just revealed 25 students have already enrolled with us. So, what are you waiting for, students? Hurry up, open the description box, and book your seats in the bridge course. So this is all for today, students. Let's hope we'll meet in the next class, in the next time with a new video. Bye all of you.